The Pokemon series has always had popular characters ranging across every single generation. Each character has helped create countless memories of their battles in the games, or their appearances in the anime. In essence, they are just as important to the success of the franchise as the Pokemon themselves. Who could imagine Pikachu without Ash Ketchum, for example? However, in my many years of partaking in the Pokemon franchise, there's always been one that stood out from the crowd. One that's universally loved for multiple reasons. Their role in the games, their music, hell, even their looks. I myself can say for certain that this character, without a doubt, is my favorite character in all of Pokemon. And that goes for countless others as well. Who else could I possibly be talking about but the Sinnoh champion herself, Cynthia? With the Sinnoh remakes dropping soon, however, there's one question I've always wondered about Cynthia. Out of all of the characters in the Pokemon series, why exactly is she so popular? Everyone, my name is Keith, and in this video, I'll look to answer that question and provide you all with a better understanding of my favorite character in the Pokemon series. If you're interested in more videos like this, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more. And if you're a Cynthia stan, like myself, make sure you check out my Twitch, where I'm not only playing through Renegade Platinum right now.
Is the rare for turn back.
Oh my god! But we'll be playing through the Sinnoh remakes as well when they drop. Any support is greatly appreciated. Okay, enough shameless plugs. Let's get into the video.
Ice cream looks good too.
Whoa, it's the champion!
She's so funny.
She can't make up her mind.
So I figured the best way to help identify and come up with answers to our questions is to obtain a basic understanding of the subject matter at hand. So, in other words, let's learn a bit more about the champion herself. The character of Cynthia seems rather straightforward. She's a Pokemon trainer who currently holds the title as champion of the Sinnoh region. She has a family in Celestic Town, an old-timey town which is said to be the region's oldest, most historic town, and is seen roaming around the region, helping solve whatever problems seem to pop up here and there. Like, for example, the Psyducks with the secret potion. However, after taking a deeper look, she's more complicated than originally thought. She doubles as an archaeologist, exploring not only Sinnoh's most mysterious myths in her spare time, but also exploring other regions and their myths, seen specifically in the Unova region, where she famously owns a villa in Undella Town, near the Abyssal Ruins, where she likely investigates. Of course, while she's there to investigate, she's also there to relax and unwind from all the responsibilities that come with being champion, and occasionally, of course, participates in battles where, well, most of us found that out the hard way. Coming back to the Sinnoh region, it is implied that Cynthia has ties that root all the way back to her childhood with characters like Professor Rowan, where it's implied that she, similar to the main protagonist, embarked on her own journey throughout the region as a child, helping the professor complete the Pokédex. She's always been portrayed as very down-to-earth and relatable in a lot of the conversations you have with her / about her as well. She ponders what swimsuit she would wear at the beach after curb stomping you into the sand. She mentions at one point how she can't have people cover her place because it's a mess, and she's seen visibly bummed in the manga after her battle with a strong trainer is interrupted because she wanted the thrill of fighting a stronger trainer. Overall, she seems an extremely fun person to be around. She's well versed in the history of the legendary Pokemon of the Sinnoh region as well. When the climax of the game occurs at Spirit Pillar, Cynthia is well aware of the power these two titans of the Pokemon universe hold, and the potential catastrophe brewing at the peak of Mount Coronet. In Platinum, after Giratina makes an appearance to put an end to Cyrus's shenanigans, she and the player both go into the Distortion World to help stop the potential world reset Cyrus had schemed. The act of selfishly jumping into the dangers unknown of the Distortion World, no questions asked, in order to stop the end of the Sinnoh region as we know it, is a testament to her sheer bravery and courageousness, not only as a trainer, but as a human as well. This acts as a perfect parallel to the game's antagonist, Cyrus, a cold, selfish person who seeks to wipe all that exists, pitted up against a warm, caring person who seeks to protect humanity at all costs.
Stop this at once, Team Galactic!
The champion! So you've come all the way here.
You'd better release those Pokemon immediately!
Now, when speaking of Cynthia, one cannot neglect to mention her reputation as one of the strongest trainers in Pokemon. There's a reason why people tend to joke about the PTSD of facing Cynthia as a kid. She is no joke. Side note, we're only going to be covering her original game's fights. She does have strong fights in like Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Black and White, but again, we're focusing mainly on the Sinnoh games, more specifically Platinum. If her prelude theme when talking to her in the Champions Room didn't set off alarms to anyone that played that this was no pushover champion, the battle theme itself and her first Pokemon should be setting off nuke sirens in your head to be ready. She leads with the Spiritomb, which in Generation 4 has 0 weaknesses, as the Fairy type did not exist yet. It has extremely good defenses, insane coverage, and packs the ability Pressure, which not only should be what the player would be feeling at the current moment, but doubles the PP cost of moves, which, after the Elite Four Gauntlet, should already show signs of depletion, if not completely prepared. You could very likely end up losing a good majority of your team to the Forbidden Pokemon, and be royally screwed for the rest of your team. Some highlights: a Roserade who carries Toxic and a nasty base 125 special attack stat that will send any Water-type packing, a Togekiss with extreme coverage, and a move that does not miss an Aura Sphere, a Lucario who can also blast you with its own Aura Sphere, and follow up right away with a nasty Extreme Speed, which has the highest priority in the series. And depending on what version you're playing, either a bulky Gastrodon, which its only weakness is Grass, or an even bulkier Milotic with Miracle, that can outlive some of the strongest hits in the game. But obviously, the main star of the show, and the unstoppable force, who's made many kids chuck their DSs across the room in fits of rage, the Queen's Ace herself, Garchomp. With 130 attack and 102 speed, and access to some of the most devastating moves like Dragon Rush and Earthquake, whatever remnants of your team you just so happen to preserve could end up being picked off with ease. This team is so extremely well rounded that it could pass for a Smogon OU team if it really wanted to. It's that good. Never before and never since has being the champion felt so important and rewarding. You can't really cheese your way through this fight either, at least not very easily. No wonder so many kids remember her with fondness, I guess you could call it that. Everyone remembers their most hardest challenges, and I guess for some of their favorite games, they choose to remember their fights. I guess this is also why so many people remember her musical arrangements and consider them their favorites. The music pieces themselves are certified bangers, of course, but I also think the memories of trying and dying over and over and over again have helped them make a lasting impression on an entire generation of Pokemon fans.
Come on, what say we forget the tournament and grab some lunch?
I think you'll be dining alone as usual.
So we've covered her intriguing background as a part-time badass champion and part-time kick-ass archaeologist. We've covered the tough as nails team she partakes in her battles with, and we've covered the absolute banger of a track her battle theme is. But to me, there's one thing I think we're neglecting to account for. And we've gone along enough without mentioning it, but I feel it's about time. The Pokemon community seems to have this very obvious, infatuation with our good old Sinnoh champion. If you want proof of this, just look at the replies to this tweet of fan art of Cynthia.
WTF mommy Cynthia.
I am looking not respectfully in the slightest. In fact, I am drooling violently.
It's simpin' time.
I am sending myself to
I am
horny
looking
jail.
not respectfully in the slightest.
Please,
in fact, I
Cynthia,
am
just a
drooling
taste, I am
violently. Mommy
begging.
milkers, huge milkers, and
Cynthia
big
can
milk.
pin me
I am
against a
looking not
locker and
respectfully
violate
in the
me. I am so
slightest.
fucking
In fact,
serious.
I can crush violently.
I wanted to step on me.
That is definitely inappropriate.
I'll be the first to admit, yes, Cynthia is a pretty good looking character. I can say that really quietly. But you will not catch me as down bad as some other people. Like, golly, get a hold of yourselves, man. Anyways, this may or may not be a factor into Cynthia's popularity, but this is obviously not the only thing. In fact, this may be the most minor thing. There's so many other cool things about Sinnoh region's top trainer that quite frankly outweigh this silly little detail by quite a large bit. And hey, you all know the saying, you come for the looks, you stay for the badass Garchomp.
Am I psyched?
Bigga, bigga!
But first things first. One Verticone, please.
With all that information I've presented thus far, I feel it's time to draw a conclusion. Based on the information, the reason that Cynthia has and remains one of the more popular characters in the Pokemon series can be narrowed down to two main things. Firstly, her overall impact in the franchise, both in-universe and out. In-universe, she is a hero, a beacon of light that illuminates the Sinnoh region. Out of universe, Cynthia will forever be known as the hardest champion, hands down. I don't think there's much debate on this statement. And more importantly, I feel, Cynthia was the first ever female champion to be introduced in the Pokemon series. She's an empowering figure in the series, and it also helps that she's by far one of the best champions. And secondly, her memorability. Again, we like to joke about how her piano strikes fear the most stone cold of hearts. But it's true somewhat. Some people will always associate the piano with a fictional final boss of a Pokemon game and her torpedo land shark dragon. And if that doesn't drive home how memorable she is, I don't know what will. Cynthia will always carry a special meaning in my mind as one of the best characters from my absolute favorite video game series, and I'd imagine this is likewise for others as well. I, for one, cannot wait to see how good she's portrayed in the upcoming Sinnoh remix, where we may end up seeing this champion of the Sinnoh region once again leave her mark on a whole new generation of Pokemon fans. Thanks again for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, again, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more similar videos like this. And also make sure to get involved in the comment section as well. As always, hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all again soon.